The cloth drags across cold metal, slow, relentless. The sound is thin and violent at the same time, like a whisper slicing through bone. I polish until my fingers ache, until the crown stops looking like an object and begins to behave like an eye. It watches me as much as I watch it. Gold remembers every hand that trembled beneath its weight. I tilt it toward the candle. The surface is flawless now, a mirror. In it, I see not my face, but the silhouette of a man standing too close to the edge of something vast and black. The shine is so bright, he cannot see what waits beyond it. The reflection flatters him. It edits out the cliff. The most dangerous thing a man can hold is a trophy he hasn't earned the right to keep. I have buried 1,000 winners who forgot that gold doesn't grant vision, it steals it. Success does not blind you all at once. It polishes you first. It smooths your doubts. It erases the paranoia that kept you sharp. And when the mirror finally gleams, you stop looking outward. You start looking at yourself. And that is when the ground disappears. The vault breathes like a lung buried beneath the world. The air is thick with the scent of old coins and damp earth copper, mold, and forgotten ambition. Moisture clings to the stone walls. The candlelight trembles as if it, too, understands where it stands. Down here, gold does not shine. It corrodes. I have just returned from the far end of this chamber. The soil beneath my nails is still wet. I finished digging a hole for a man who believed he had ascended beyond mortality. He won one battle, one. The cheers of his soldiers intoxicated him more than wine ever could. By dusk, he was speaking like a god. So I measured him, not by his victory, but by his blindness. There was a time when he inspected the walls himself, when he walked the perimeter at night. But after his triumph, he stopped watching the horizon. He watched his reflection instead. And while he polished his legend, his enemies sharpened iron in silence. If you wish to understand how greatness decays, if you want to study the anatomy of failure before it infects you, join the Vault Watchers. Subscribe. Stand here in the dark with me.
No king falls on the day he is weak. He falls on the day he feels invincible. The first victory is a spark in dry grass. It spreads faster inside the skull than across any battlefield. The body floods with heat. The mind grows louder. Applause becomes prophecy. For a moment, the world seems arranged in your favor. This is the winner's high, a chemical coronation. Your brain rewards you for surviving the hunt, then quietly convinces you the hunt is over. It lowers the drawbridge. It dims the torches along the wall. You stop scanning the perimeter. You stop asking who is watching. Instead, you turn inward, toward the shine, toward the mirror that success holds up to your face. Ego is patient. It does not shout. It takes the gold you earned and presses it gently over your eyes. Not to suffocate you, only to soften your vision. You can still see, just not clearly. The soul requires friction to stay sharp. Doubt, discipline, correction. But when the first win arrives, many men trade friction for admiration. They begin performing instead of preparing. I have watched modern entrepreneurs taste their first profit and immediately declare themselves visionaries. A few months of momentum, a surge of status, a room that finally listens and growth stops. They protect reputation instead of refining skill. Gold is not the problem. Reflection is. The moment you fall in love with the image of yourself as a winner, you abandon the work that made you one, and that is where the poison begins. There was once a king who believed dust was his greatest enemy. Every morning, before council, before patrol, before prayer, he polished his crown until it gleamed like captured sunlight. He would sit by the window, cloth in hand, watching his reflection bend across the curved gold. He studied his jawline, his scars, the way authority framed his brow. He mistook clarity of image for clarity of judgment. Beyond the walls, the forest did not sleep. Men moved between the trees without banners, no trumpets, no threats, only the slow rhythm of whetstone against iron as axes found their edges. But the king heard only applause. Servants praised the brilliance of the crown. Courtiers admired the shine. Each compliment layered lacquer over his instincts. Each morning, the gold grew brighter. Each night, the perimeter grew darker. This is hubris, not loud arrogance, not theatrical pride. Hubris is the quiet conviction that your past victory guarantees your future safety. The king began shortening patrol routes. "We are feared," he said. He dismissed warnings as jealousy. He called caution cowardice. The mirror had replaced the map. One evening, as he lifted the crown to catch the sunset, the light was blinding. He smiled at the flawless reflection staring back at him. He did not notice how close he stood to the edge of the cliff carved just beyond his garden. When the axes finally sang against his gates, he was still polishing. The abyss had always been there, but the more he admired his own shine, the more invisible the drop became. Success is not a throne, it is a weight. If you wish to survive it, do not lift it above your head, strap it to your back, and keep walking. The moment you celebrate too long, the ground beneath you begins to shift. Stay in the dirt, even after applause. Especially after applause. Keep your hands calloused with real work. Review your weaknesses the morning after you win. Ask where you were exposed. Ask who was silent while others cheered. Treat every victory as a tactical burden, a new responsibility, a larger perimeter to defend. The higher you rise, the wider your blind spots become. Expansion demands vigilance, not vanity. Build rituals that humble you. Train when you do not need to. Study when others assume you have mastered it. Invite criticism before it is forced upon you. Discipline must outgrow status. The only man who survives success is the one who fears it. Not publicly, not theatrically, but privately. He understands that gold reflects his strengths and hides his fractures. So he does not trust the shine. He trusts the steel. Put the crown down. It's too heavy for your weak neck. Gold was never meant to rest on comfort. It crushes what is soft beneath it. Go back to the work, back to the dirt, the repetition, the silence where skill is forged without applause. Victories are temporary. The grave is permanent. Do not confuse noise for legacy. I will remain here in the dark, where the air smells of earth and old metal. I'll keep the shovel ready for when you slip. Subscribe if you want to see the next corpse we dissect.